Wow, it has been a long time since I've made a video. This has actually been my longest break from YouTube in my 7 to 8 years of doing this. 7 months to be exact from my last video. And a lot of you are probably wondering where I have been, as I've gotten so many comments wondering why I left. And I can assure each and every one of you guys I've been doing great, and I appreciate every single one of you still commenting on my videos. So let me break it down for everyone very quickly, and then we can get into the big Mimic news. So after a big Discord issue in my server that I didn't have time to resolve, I decided to take a break from YouTube that I've been thinking about for a while to focus more on school, as I noticed YouTube and Discord was taking up a lot of my time. So I decided to go on a long break, long enough where I could focus more on school. On this break, I've accomplished goals this year that I never thought were possible, and I still love to check YouTube every once in a while, and it was always nice to see the comments that I got. Throughout my years of YouTube, I never really stepped back once for longer than a month, and burnout was kind of always on my mind because I started noticing leading up to it, I was pushing more quantity over quality. Now, some may argue that during this time it was a content drought due to the Mimic's lack of content. However, I still feel I need to push at the highest quality every time because I truly believe you all deserve the highest quality of content. So yeah, this break ended up being a lot longer than I initially expected it to be, but stepping away from YouTube gave me a chance to focus on my life outside of my channel without the pressure of always uploading. Taking this break really reminded me that there is so much going on outside of YouTube, and I really appreciate everyone who stuck around because it genuinely means a lot to me. I really hope you all understand why I took this break, and it really does mean a lot to me to be creating content for you guys again. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. But now, let's get to the actual video. And since there has been a lot of sneak peeks during my break, in this video we are just going to focus on the trailer. And I will possibly make a separate video on the sneak peeks later on. So, to start off, we have an official release date for Book 2, Chapter 4, which is coming out in 8 days, May 30th. So that means it'll be coming out on a Friday, which means we'll have all weekend to play it. So here are some things I found in the trailer which I found very interesting. In the first 10 seconds of the trailer, we get what looks like to be a new monster, and if you listen very closely in the trailer, it sounds like chains holding onto the monster. So this is probably a monster imprisoned, because in the first teaser we got a glimpse of the real world and how it's being invaded by yokai. So my prediction is the world chained up this creature to prevent it from causing more harm. However, it escaped and we can still hear the chains. The next part at the 12-second mark appears to be jealousy coming out of whatever that is. I couldn't tell, and I've watched this video like 100 times. However, if I had to guess, this is most likely going to be a cutscene to the final boss fight. And I got a little bit more to back that up towards the end of the video. And at the 15-second mark, I couldn't believe this, but if I had to describe it, it looks like the Avengers of the Mimic. And they do look like to catch up to us. If I had to make a prediction here, I would probably say this is towards the middle/end of the chapter, and they are going to take us to jealousy. In this next scene at the 25-second mark, we meet our brother again, and just like the last time, it doesn't seem to end well. The next scene shows jealousy again, this time in his Cerberus form, shooting smoke from his nose. The next scene, though, is definitely my favorite. I love how here we just suddenly uppercut Rin in this scene. It's my favorite moment in this trailer. And in this clip, I know it's hard to see, but we got a glimpse of another new monster. I try my best with this one to see if I can get as close of a zoom up as I can, but this one is really hard to see. And now we get to the part where I'm almost certain is the final boss fight. In the middle of this picture, we can see jealousy in the air in the same form we saw at the start. And in the middle on the ground, we can also see Sensei. It is 100% a boss fight because on the green-eyed things, we can see an arrow icon. And just moments later in the trailer, we can see the character we play as, Izamu, holding a bow. So this is definitely going to be one where we shoot at these things while avoiding the giant laser. But not only that, it also seems to have an ability where it stomps on the ground, causing you to take damage. Now, how to stop this? I believe you will have to hide behind one of these rocks right here, and doing so will save you the damage. Later on, we get a mini fight scene, seems to be with a bow, and it looks like to be another cutscene. Just like the half-a-second sneak peek, also seems to be an animated cutscene like we got at the start of Book 2, Chapter 1. And the two things I want to comment on is the samurai and the dragon. The dragon we can see here was the thing shooting the fireballs earlier in the trailer, and the samurai's lantern we can also see here. But yeah, that is all for me. Thank you all once again for your support through my break. I really do appreciate it. As I return, since I've been extremely busy in life, there still might not be as many uploads as I used to, but I will upload when I can and make sure it's of the highest quality. The Discord for the meantime as well will be closed, as my focus will be YouTube. Thank you all for watching. As always, let me know your predictions in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you, and thank you. Peace out.